All right, today we are stripping away every single excuse and building a rock-solid framework for unbreakable discipline. We're going to break down 5 non-negotiable habits to forge real self-control, all drawn from a philosophy that treats discipline not as some fleeting mood, but as a weapon. And that quote right there, that says it all. This isn't about waiting around for some wave of inspiration to magically hit you. Nope. It's about actively seeking out the fight, about confronting that part of you that just wants to take the easy way out. That friction, that internal tug of war, that's the very thing that builds real strength. Okay, let's really dive into this because we have to completely reframe how we think about self-control. It's not some peaceful negotiation with yourself. Every single day, you are waking up to an internal war. On one side, you've got comfort, distraction, and ease, and on the other, control, progress, and discipline. There is no middle ground. You're either winning or you're losing.
And here is the fundamental shift you have to make. Forget motivation. Seriously, it's a fickle friend. It comes and goes, you know? True discipline is built through deliberate, repeated action, especially on the days you don't feel like it. It's a system you execute, not a feeling you wait around for. So here's our battle plan. These are the 5 core tactics we are going to unpack. Think of this as the new operating system for a more disciplined life. We're going to conquer the dawn, create a battle, control the feed, punish laziness, and limit your choices. Let's get into our first principle. Look, the war for the entire day is either won or lost in that first hour. How you start your morning determines who is in charge for the rest of the day. Is it you or is it your impulses? And here's the protocol. It's simple. First, move. The second that alarm rings, your feet hit the floor. No phone, win that first battle against the snooze button. Second, shock the system. Get uncomfortable. A blast of cold water in the shower, a quick set of push-ups, something to tell your brain that comfort is not the priority today. Third, plan your attack. Literally write down the specific things you will get done. And finally, the rule here is absolute. You do this for 30 days straight. If you miss a single day, the counter resets to 0. No excuses, no exceptions. All right, on to our second habit. This one is all about being proactive. Instead of just waiting for challenges to happen to you, you intentionally choose one and you go confront it every single day. And we call this your daily enemy. It's that one thing on your to-do list that you absolutely dread. You know the one. The deep work session, the cold calls, the workout you want to skip. You don't wait to feel ready, you attack it first. Nailing this guaranteed win early on makes everything else that follows feel a whole lot easier. And this lays it all out, doesn't it? This is the choice you make every single day. On one side, you have victory. That's the deep work, hitting the gym, making those tough sales calls. On the other side, you have defeat, mindless distraction, lazy excuses, and those cheap, easy hits of junk dopamine from scrolling social media. Your entire day, your entire week, it's all decided by which path you take in these moments. Okay, habit number 3. This is about recognizing that your mind is a territory, and it absolutely must be defended. And right now, the #1 invasion route is through the stuff you consume online. I mean, think about it. If your information diet is just junk, outrage, celebrity drama, endless noise, your mind becomes restless and weak, constantly craving that next little hit of stimulation. But if you intentionally feed it with useful information, stuff that builds a skill, it becomes calm, focused, and actually geared for progress. Your phone is training you every single day. This habit is about you taking back control of that training. Moving on to habit 4. And look, this one is direct. It's uncompromising. Just like you have to defend your mind from all that external noise, you also have to defend your actions from your own internal weakness. This whole idea argues that for discipline to really stick, inaction has to have a price. So it forces us to ask a really fundamental question. What is the actual mechanism that builds self-control? Is it just about, patting yourself on the back for good behavior? The answer, according to this philosophy, is brutally simple. Discipline grows when failure has real, tangible consequences, when it actually hurts to be lazy. Let's just walk through the psychology of this because it makes a ton of sense. So you skip a task you said you'd do. You immediately enforce a penalty you already decided on, say 100 push-ups. Your brain starts to associate inaction
with that negative feeling, with that discomfort. And over time, you actually start to rewire your brain's reward system. Doing the work becomes the path of least resistance because, well, being lazy is just more painful. It's that simple. Pain in this system is what creates change. And now our fifth and final habit. This one is all about structuring your life to protect your willpower. You have to start treating it like a finite resource because, trust me, it can be completely drained. This all comes down to a real thing called decision fatigue. Think about it. Every small choice you make throughout the day, what to wear, what to eat, what to watch, it's like a tiny little withdrawal from your willpower bank account. And discipline completely collapses when you've emptied that account on 1,000 trivial things. So what's the solution? You build a dead, simple routine. You automate all the small stuff. Wake up at the same time. Eat basically the same meals. Schedule your key tasks. By doing this, you just eliminate that constant friction of choice. You save your precious willpower for the battles that actually matter. A structured day removes the excuses and builds this unstoppable momentum. So where do you even begin with all this? Well, not by trying to implement all 5 habits at once. That's just a recipe for failure. The instruction is clear. Choose just one of these habits, commit to it, and start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. And that brings us right back to where we started. This isn't about feeling ready. It's never about feeling ready. It's about taking action. The confidence, the motivation, that's all a byproduct of doing the work. It's not the prerequisite. The choice is yours. The work is waiting.